just back from a spa trip, probably laying too long into too warm water, and thought what to do, how to continue. Just check the playlist. So it is 69, maybe let's say 60 terms, bespoken terms of a manual for practice. And I had this idea. Why not combining now the terms, some terms, and then develop some thinking around them? So I gave me a little bit of an easier task, or a straightforward task, I hope, and to combine art, design, and then we will hit probably the curatorial anyway. I find it kind of like astonishing when I meet craftsmen, and in my field, there was a wood turner at this residency in Vassivia, in the Limousin. I have not seen anybody so disinterested in what I did there than that guy showed. It's kind of bizarre. So you're turning wood, you collecting wood from the neighborhood, from the surroundings, because it's a accessible resource. And there's this guy, this artist residency, who does kind of a similar thing, collecting all the sticks, all from the different trees of the island, 22, and whittles these little sculptures, makes them to walking sticks. And he couldn't care less. So the question, what is this relationship between craft and the arts, or craftsmanship and artistry? I think the biggest problem is for the craftsmanship that the artistry gets so much attention, or that's from the other way, the artistry think they're beyond the craftsmanship. I wouldn't say beyond, but at least there's a step out of, against, or across the craftsmanship that define the working in the arts, in contrast to designing. On the other side, I've seen also many people with a design background, particularly also with an architecture background, that work then in the field of fine art, and I don't get it why they don't get it. It very often looks like this designing art. There's this architect really engage everything social, blah, blah, blah. And then when you look at these installs, you cannot believe. It's just, it just looks like an interior plant pot architecture with plants in. At no point it transforms where it started from. It just ends up there. There is nothing more than the individual parts that have been thought of and put together. So it does not overcome its own concept. And I think that could be with art that is good, that it underwhelms or overwhelms itself through different concepts. Sometimes it's diffusion, out of control, or overplaying. That is a different discussion. Yeah, but I think that's what I think for me as an audience can come out of, that I see the artist dislocating the subjectivity self, the materiality self, somehow transform, underform the kind of the starting point. I think that's where you as an audience are actually asked to contribute, to actively engage with creating the artwork in a process of receiving and recepting, and then reconstructing or constructing it to what it is. So now the three, or no, the two can come together. And here I now see the curatorial coming in, where you now see both artists, designer, architects, and curator actually designing through curating the relative parameters and put them together, form them together, and then claim an importancy. Yeah, and this is kind of like really difficult. Metahaven is a very good example, and on a Ryan Gander on a lower level. That's the guy with a washing machine somewhere in China being whittled by probably 50 people and then brought over to England and distributed in the contemporary art world. Metahaven is a bit more complicated. It's much more involved into the curatorial industry and the exchange and exchanging the currency of the importancy, the urgencies, and being on top of everything, always being on top of the next thing. So that's a curatorial that is, the form is just used for kind of locating urgencies, and it's a curatorial practice of positioning. Yeah. But even here, the design comes in, because with the design, you can actually step out of the self, of the subjectivity, also from the materiality, and everything is a kind of a curatorial kind of construct. So that led us now relatively far away from the dualism, craftsman and the artist, to a kind of common practice of the contemporary, even if that ever exists. But okay. Let's give it a sec. Yeah, okay. That was my try to take different terms and formulate a train of thoughts.